Attention all viewers, the program you are about to watch, Searching for Sasquatch, is for entertainment purposes. Accounts described by guests are claimed to be true and accurate. Some names have been changed to protect individual privacy. Jason Kenzie is an expert animal adventurer with 25 years of field experience. Caution and companionship is advised for all who venture into the deep forest or backcountry.
Up to this point of the expedition, we heard things walking in the forest. Unexplained audible sounds that I couldn't identify. We even saw eyes shine watching us from behind trees. And then we came across something I've always wanted to find, but only heard it through legends. Gwendolynn, what is that? It's fucking huge. Is that a nest? Before I began my investigations into the lure of Bigfoot, I traveled the world meeting people who live with the most amazing animals. The dynamics that surround these forest giants is very complex.
Oh, this is so cool.
As a skeptic, I'm on a mission, an adventure of a lifetime, to find evidence that if these Bigfoot creatures are real, I can once and for all put my doubts aside and share with the world that that sound of that simple crack in the forest may not just be a chipmunk. My name is Jason Kenzie. These are my chronicles into searching for Sasquatch.
I hear something.
All right, so made it to northern Michigan. What is this place that we're at?
Irons.
Okay, we're in Irons, Michigan. I'm with Gwendolynn, and I'm with the other two. I'm with Chad Datema. I'm with Sherry Bardacia. I can never pronounce her last name, but you know. And we're gonna in the state forest. It's a national state forest, right?
Manistee State Forest.
Manistee National Forest.
Manistee National Forest.
What they said. Anyway, this is exciting. We're gonna be doing some exploring tonight. Just put up the tent. Took me hours to put this thing up. No, Sherry didn't put this up. I did.
She's not around to hear you claim.
I didn't want her to hear me say that. So, all right, we're out of here. I was excited to see that Jen and Jenna from the Sasquatches have finally made it. And now the fun is about to start. We were invited to host an event in Irons called the Dogman and Bigfoot Gathering. It is here that I would get the chance to interview a few eyewitnesses about their encounters with this wolf-like creature.
My name is Kristen Gruchewski, and this is my Dogman story.
Hi, I'm Doreen Gray, and I live in Irons, Michigan, and I'm a retired artist. I have done murals and pottery. I am going to tell you about the Dogman lore in Lake County, Irons, Michigan.
And I'm from the Cedar Springs, Michigan area. I grew up coming to Irons all the time because my grandpa lived up here and family. And we always heard about Dogman, starting from about 3 years old and on. And there was a lot of interviews done in our area because there was scratches that were found that, you know, nobody could explain and things were seen. But I grew up just thinking more of it as a story and just kind of being silly, telling jokes around the bonfire. And we would go in my grandpa's car and sometimes we'd find things, you know, scratches and prints. And then I got older.
When I was probably about 20 years old, we had a disc jockey in Traverse City that wrote a song. and in it had all about the dog. It was called The Legend, and he wrote all about what Dogman looked like and what he had done. And it played in
a man in the claw found claw marks on an old church door. The newspaper said they'd been made by a dog.
They heard the song and they just ran with that
He'd
more.
have had to stood 7 foot 4.
It got us all thinking, and it got us all aware of what this Dogman creature is. And before that song came out, we really didn't know. We hadn't really heard about it. And so now we had kind of like a little general description of what he looked like and some of the things that he had done and things like that. So it just got everyone's attention.
I was at a concert in Marion, Michigan. My friend Keith Anderson was playing. He's a country star. Had a great time, and it was about, a 2-hour drive home from there, all country roads. And I had a girlfriend with me. She fell asleep in the car next to me, and I was just minding my business. And in the ditch, I saw something bigger than a bear. It was black, and it had long, scraggly hair with a little bit of brown and gray in it.
And in that group of people was an artist named Russ Pulsifer, and he was a good caricature artist, and so he drew his version of what Dogman would look like. And so to this day, I still use this as my prototype for when I do pictures of Dogman on things, and so I still use his symbol. But you still see this character all over Irons and Lake County. His work is still here.
So you truly believe that these forests are haunted and there are Dogman creatures running around in there?
I do. I really do. I think that there's enough forest out there to support it, and enough people have enough eyewitness accounts or of the sign.
The head it wasn't a bear. It looked more of like dog. And I could see its teeth, and I don't even know how to explain it except for that. It was so fast, and it scared me. I didn't want to go back, and I'm an adventurous person. Normally, I would, turn around and say, what did I just see? Let's go find it. But I was just like, nope, I'm going home. I don't know what I just saw. But that is the only thing that I can compare it to.
Was it standing up?
No, it was like crawling out of the ditch. So I saw basically stomach, shoulders up. So I didn't even see the bottom half, but it was huge. It was nothing that I've never seen anything like that since or before. And so I'm like, I don't know what
What do you think now?
I think it's possible. Anything's possible. I am not.
What?
That it was Dogman. Possible. There's things out there that we don't know about and haven't been discovered. Nature is amazing, so.
Do you think that if we go to this area where you saw this Dogman creature, that maybe we might find some activity, or maybe these creatures might come around us?
I believe anything's possible, and I wish you the best of luck.
Did you get a chance to see ears, definition? You saw the teeth, did you see the muzzle?
Yeah, like I said, it was very quick. Whatever I saw had a wolf-type face, the shape of it, and like I said, a scowl.
Do you remember if it had legs in the front, or if it looked more like arms?
It was legs in the front. It had long, scraggly fur with different flecks of colors. And I'm like, it doesn't make sense to me what I just saw.
For the next few enthralling hours, we shared captivating stories of our journeys into researching cryptids. Watching the awe and admiration light up the faces of the fans was truly exciting. So I'm from Vancouver,
okay.
Canada. Do you know Harrison Hot Springs? The largest place where all Bigfoot sightings in the world, allegedly. So I went out there into the mountains and found a lake that had these hundreds of footprints. Then I got invited to speak at a Bigfoot conference in Michigan. So I was so excited about that. And then they took me out into the UP in Michigan. And then when I was out there in Michigan in the dark, we found this, while we're on an ATV deep in the forest, I spotted a big giant tree X, which was basically one tree was pushed over so you could see where it was out of the ground, where there was where the roots were. But the other one looked like it was ripped out of the ground and carried from somewhere else, and then laid down, and then it was across. The other one was huge. I decided I hung up a hammock, and that night when I was sleeping in the hammock, I'm just like, huh. That's how I sleep, by the way. All of a sudden there was a crack, and a crack, and
Nobody's saying anything, so we just keep walking. And I'm so glad that you finally said that, because otherwise I would have never said anything.
Right.
Yeah.
And so 2 power poles away is 600 feet. So we were 600 feet away by the time it disappeared. And so that was interesting. So then the book author, his name is Michael Quast, he was with us, and he's like, this is so interesting because that is the 4th sighting in that location of a Bigfoot. I was like, what? And he had been creating a map of sightings on that property and detailing who saw it, what they saw exactly. And the property owner says, well, how tall was it? And I said, it was as tall as that black stuff on the pole. And he said, that's 10 feet up.
That thing just bing, 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 bing. It stomped so hard, it block charged us. And its stomps were so hard you could feel it in the ground. And I was between that thing and the guys. So I'm the first one to get it. So I got my little dim flashlight, and I'm like this.
I had to be really early in the morning on Wednesday. And so I'm driving down 10.5 miles, and it's like 5 in the morning.
Okay.
A person crossed the road right in front of me. What appeared to be a person in front of me. I was running my dash cam, thankfully. So Jason will be able to go back and find that. But who at 5 in the morning, I mean, it's not hunting season, it wasn't hunting season yet. Who's crossing the road at 5 in the morning? So.
My name is Rick Merriman, and this is my Bigfoot encounter.
Before plunging into the next gripping eyewitness account, allow me to guide you to a secluded, mysterious wilderness where Dogman and Bigfoot have reportedly been seen. We travel into this rugged terrain, carefully setting up trail cams, fueled by the thrilling prospect of hoping that we capture undeniable evidence of these elusive beings. Yeah.
What I did is I bomb trap. I put 5 trail cameras all within 30 yards of each other, pointed different directions and towards each other to catch anything. It won't see. You know, typically we get nothing on trail cameras, and that's the reality, other than nature.
Yeah.
And we set these high, so we're not going to catch deer.
I'm actually going to go back through because there's actually a lower menu and a side menu. So I want to double check all the side menus, make sure all of those say the right thing.
There's Sasquatch moving through the forest. In folklore, the Michigan Dogman was a creature allegedly witnessed in 1887 in Westford County, Michigan, in the United States. It was described as a 7-foot-tall, blue-eyed or amber-eyed, bipedal canine-like animal with a torso of a man and a fearsome howl that sounds like a human scream. According to legends, the Michigan Dogman appears in a 10-year cycle that falls on the years ending in 7. Believe it or not, 2025 is one of those years. Okay, maybe not. I could be wrong. I kind of failed math in high school.
It's lighting up, but we have no screen.
After putting up the last of the trail cams, we headed to another location while the glow of the sun was still high in the sky. It didn't take long till we started seeing some weird tree oddities.
They're all over here.
So we are looking at these trees that have been with a weird bend in it, like that one there, with a weird bend. And there's one right there, but that one looks a little different.
Yeah, that one looks like it might actually be out of the ground. No.
No, it's not.
Still, oh my God, that's been pushed down.
Yeah. Look at that. And that one's been broken.
Yeah. Wow. This one's already been pushed over.
So this one belongs to this one.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
That one's weird. There's that one over there. It still doesn't mean anything really, but. So I can already tell it's broken over there.
Yeah.
So maybe a windstorm?
Maybe. Could be heavy snowfall. I mean, weighted it down on top.
So this one is over time.
Yeah.
See?
That one's been like that for probably at least 3 years because the way it's grown into the shape.
Come with me because there is a tree over here that has a log across it. What I saw. See, take a look at this, guys. Look at that. That looks cool.
Oh,
so
yeah,
where's the big tree that it belongs
like
to?
Hanging in the other trees.
And look, it's so small. If that had fallen over, you'd think it would.
Look like it fell. That
no,
looks like a clean cut.
But I'm saying if it. Oh.
It's a clean
cut.
Which means something put it up there.
Look at that. Okay, let's say it fell. A tree structure is an assemblage of branches, either naturally fallen or intentionally gathered from the forest floor, and carefully arranged in a teepee-like shape or an X-shaped configuration. These intricate formations, which stand out against the natural chaos of the wilderness, are believed by Bigfoot researchers to be the handiwork of these elusive forest giants. According to enthusiasts and investigators, such structures may serve as symbolic purpose as territorial markers or presents to others of their kind. They might act as makeshift shelters, ingeniously crafted to provide protection from the harsh elements such as wind and rain in the dense, untamed back forests of northern Michigan. If this had fallen, let's say it was tree fall and it fell, I don't know where the tree is, where it would come from, but the thing is, this would not hold it, neither would that one. It would have to come down and take all those branches out at the same time. Now, it's not that high up. I'm 7'3" in my head. Okay, I'm 5'6". Okay, I'm 5'5". Okay, 5'4.5". Okay, yeah, this is definitely different. Now, a human could put it up there, but why?
Looks like a doorway, honestly.
I was just thinking that.
Yeah.
The Sasquatches are learning to build cabins.
They just only figured out the door so far.
They're not doing very good, right? It's definitely not the same tree.
Yeah.
Right?
That actually looks like almost like a bird.
And I think that a couple humans put that there and they made, I don't know what they're doing, but I don't really think this is made by a Bigfoot. So we're going to debunk this. Is that the right term? Debunking it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that sucks! What you guys doing?
We were going to do a solo hike.
Oh,
In
okay.
an undisclosed location.
Crap. That was a polite way of saying Jason.
Hi, Jenna here from the Squatchers. We are in the state of Michigan. We're in an area where they have had, it's pretty remote. Look at this road. Yeah, and it was kind of a crazy drive in here. Bottomed out, almost got stuck in the mud.
It was so sad. Poor Sherry's car.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it almost bottomed out. We heard boom, boom, boom. And Jen was in the back seat going, oh, oh.
Okay. So back to our hike. We're gonna hike off away from everybody else. We haven't been this far down the road, and so we're gonna check it out. We're gonna try to point the camera into the woods so that you can see if you see anything. Oh.
About 15 minutes later, as they walked down the trail, they started hearing some unidentified sounds. It spooked them. They stopped. They looked around.
There it is. It's a squirrel. You scared us. How did you make that much noise up there? How did you make that much noise? He was so loud.
Before you guys start poking fun at Jen and Jenna for being scared of a squirrel, you have to understand, we're in the middle of the forest and we're searching for this monstrous creature that looks like a werewolf. Our senses are heightened, so every little sound, we're on guard.
There's Jason on the four-wheeler.
Oh, look at you.
Did you come to find us?
I did. I came just to see where you guys are. We were worried about you.
Oh, I thought you guys were just driving to pick us up.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I told Chad.
Oh, yeah?
He told me that too.
Oh.
He'll drive to pick us up. But then you didn't come, so I started like,
Okay, well, I'll go back and...
I'll put the wood on there. Or
Yeah.
no, that's all right. It's not very far. I'm just going to walk it, otherwise it's going to fall off when you drive.
You're saying I'm a clumsy driver?
I'm saying a four-wheeler is a big machine.
No, I'm clumsy, sure. I'm going to go up there and crash. I'll turn around.
there's a really scary squirrel up there.
I'm getting to believe that this is made by humans. When you see this, you'll like know what I'm talking about. Now it looks like could be people, right? Until you go right up close to it. And if you look even more, this, you got this leaning on it, you got this jabbed, it is jammed into the ground. This is jammed. We got this one, look at that. And that's jammed in the ground. Look how flimsy that is.
Yeah.
Like that would break. You can't jam this in the ground, it was jammed. God, I wish I'd filmed that. Right? Look at this one. Look at this. I am in a cage. I'm in a cage. Yes, I do. Let me out. But this one is big. This one is jammed in the ground. I mean, this has been weaved. This is weaved in here. Please someone tell me I'm not crazy.
You're not.
That I'm seeing something that is
You're seeing something
almost
that
like a little
did
fort.
not naturally fall. It's
Well,
placed.
at this
It
point,
from
I'm not
man.
talking about natural fall. Obviously, this is like weaved in here and placed on top.
Look at over here.
What's that?
Look over here.
Okay, let's go over there.
This is the area that I wanted to tell you about that I found. That didn't just fall in. This did not just fall in.
From where though? There's nothing
Exactly.
up there.
And all this is lean. This is probably natural here. But how ironic that it exactly. But it's probably natural.
Okay, so this could be natural. I mean,
Yeah, but then look to your left. It's just, this is actually the area.
See, right-
Right there is where all the real structures are.
I don't
There's a
see
swamp here.
a place for that tree to come from.
Yeah. One thing is we have to be careful that we don't start seeing them everywhere because we want to see them. There's one.
What's fast?
So the fact that this is away from the road is actually pretty cool because you can't see it. How did someone know that we would just come upon it?
That's incredible.
In fact, this looks like it's upside down.
This is incredible. It's just fucking absolutely
See? This is away from the road. Well, what? What do you think? 100 yards?
No, 60, 70.
60,
75.
I have a measuring tape. I'll be right back.
Jason, go look at it. I'm going to go over here.
Yeah, look at that. It's completely upside down. Oh, that scared me. There was a leaf that fell down the. What do you think? What, another one? Yeah, but this one, these are being wedged in here. Like, look. Wedged. Look at that. Okay, I'm going to destroy this one. Because hopefully we don't, piss off the Sasquatch.
Wait.
As nighttime creeps closer, and before I carry on with the adventure going deeper into the dark forest, I'd like to introduce you to Gwendolynn. She is a paranormal investigator and a retired law enforcement officer. She also had a strange encounter with a possible dogman.
My name is Gwendolynn Guthrie, and this is my story of my experience with an unknown creature. When I first moved into my property, so I was out admiring the stars. It was my second night staying at the property. I just love the stars. You could see so much more stars. There was less light pollution. I see these two little blobby things run in front of me. And I'm like, what is that? So I look down and it's two possums and they're running. And I thought they were chasing each other. So I'm like, okay, I don't want to go inside yet. It's too nice out. It's too clear. I can see all the stars. So I was like, how can I keep these little critters away from my feet, but also get to stay outside? So I turned around and there's my big full-size van. So I climbed up on top of that. And I'm just sitting there with my legs dangling over and I'm looking up at the stars. And then I lay back and I'm just laying on my back and I got my legs hanging over and I got this really weird vibe. So I sit up and I start looking around and there's a line of trees that goes across the edge of my property. And the moonlight was so bright that I actually see the shadow of the tree line. And in the shadows of the tree line, I could see what I thought was like a big deer. And I was like, that is a huge fluffy deer. So I'm watching it because I'm thinking this is some weird oddity. And as it starts to come out of the tree line and out of the shadows, I realize that it's not a deer at all. I couldn't see the legs of the thing. I could only see the shadow of the top part. But when it finally came out, it was not a deer. It was a creature unlike anything I can describe. I guess if I were to have to describe it, it would be a cross between a hyena, a bear, and a wolf. If I were to mix animals and create this thing on my own. And I'm watching it come out of the shadows, and as it comes out, I can see its muzzle, and then I can see its head, its ears, its mane, and I'm thinking, this is no deer. This is some sort of weird science experiment. And so I'm watching this thing, and I go into my knowledge of animals, and I'm just thinking, all I gotta do is stay still. This thing won't see me. And once it finally came out of the shadows, it was longer than any animal I've ever seen. It was hunched down on all fours, but it was almost crawling. It was almost walking on this part of its arms, and it was just slowly going across the ground. And as it went across the ground, its head was swooping the ground back and forth and back and forth. And I'm watching it, and I'm in panic. But the thought that I could think of was that this thing seems sick. So I was just standing there, and I could just feel my heart go boom, 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 boom. And then it stops. And I'm like, what is it doing? So it picks its head up and arches its neck like it's smelling the air. And I just thought, it's caught my scent. It knows I'm here. And it doesn't look at me. It just puts its head right back down, turns its direction, and so it's coming out like this. It had to turn its direction and come back. So it's coming out like this. It turned and came back to my van like that. And as it gets under my feet, I'm looking down at this thing, and it's almost as long as the full-size van. And I'm thinking, this thing is massive. I'm by myself. Nobody's gonna know what happened to me, and I'm gonna die. I'm about to die. And I picked itself up, it raised itself back up, and it never stood up. It kind of like angled towards my feet, and I really have a blank out of memory after that. I don't know if it really smelled my feet, but that's what I kind of gathered it was doing. And after it did whatever it did, it just lowered itself back down and turned and went back the same angle, back to its exact position, turned, and then kept going back across my yard. And as soon as it hit the shadow of the tree line, I just jumped. I hit the ground, my feet buzzed all the way up, and I just ran in the house. The moment I made it inside, it was like my whole body turned to rubber. And it was just like I lost everything. All of my adrenaline, everything was just gone instantly. And I told my kid's dad, I said, there's something out there. I swear I just saw it. And he was like, oh, no, you didn't. I said, just get out here. There's a dog thing, something out here. He brings his gun out there, and I'm standing behind him, and he's got another friend of his friends there. And they're looking, and they never saw it, never found it. But it took a long time for me to trust going outside of my house at night by myself, or even with somebody. Wouldn't let my kids go out of the house for a year. Only if we were going somewhere else. So it was insanely traumatizing. So when I hear stories, I try not to judge, because everybody's experience is their own. And it's not for me to say whether or not it happened or whether or not it was as intense for them as they're experiencing it. Because after you have your own, everybody processes it differently. And it's just, it's a hard thing to deal with. And I feel for people who are dealing with this stuff on their own property now.
So, do you think I should destroy this one? What do you think? Should I knock it down and see if...
Yeah, if you want.
Now I'm making so much noise, they're gonna know that Okay, we don't need this here. This is cluttering the tree. In no way am I saying that this tree structure was made by Bigfoot. I must say, the next thing that happens had me frozen in amazement.
Okay, so that branch you just pulled off, second to last branch, that was a clean cut. So that was probably pulled from somewhere else.
Doesn't mean they don't drag this.
That makes it more interesting to me, honestly.
Yep.
Because where did it fall? You know that one didn't fall.
Right.
Oh, the big one, yeah. Look at this one, like right through from the other side. Look, like imagine I'm like, me going screw with humans. Me put that there.
If we're gonna totally destroy it, then do it right.
Okay, watch yourself. Yeah. Okay, so you can't tell me, people, that if this big one had fallen, let me show you what truly would happen if it did fall. Okay, I'm going to show. Now look at this up here, film right there. This is what it was resting on. Okay, that little tiny branch.
It would have broken.
Okay, now bring it back down. Okay, I'm going to lift it up as if it's free fall. Right? Okay, and now I'm going to drop it. Okay, watch yourself. And it didn't break. Okay, touche, Bigfoot. Okay. What the fuck? Okay, yeah, obviously I am so wrong right now.
Drop it.
It's bendy.
There we go.
Push it over.
Okay, now.
Owl.
It was an owl?
No,
Yeah, it was.
That was not a
That was an owl.
Owl?
That was not a owl.
Okay, stop talking. I really want to believe that this was a howl made by a Bigfoot that was pissed off. I destroyed his structure, but I'm sure it was only an owl. Interesting though, the owl only made this sound once. And if it was a Bigfoot, I think it was pissed off that I was destroying its tree structure. Like I said, this is all theory, but it definitely was a howl in the middle of destroying that. That was great.
Hopefully I caught it on audio, like on the video. It wasn't that far away. It was probably about maybe 200 yards away. Whoop! You know, I love doing this kind of work. It's more like play and work. And the people I'm with are so amazing and so nice and very professional. I want to say, you know, to all the people that think that I'm being unprofessional, I don't mean to be. I joke because I get nervous. It can be pretty scary out there searching for these giant cryptids. And you know that because I am facing this camera, that I'm going to see something and not get it on camera. This is so much fun, like it really is. This is a spot that we're going to spend tonight. And if I get eaten by a Bigfoot, hopefully they find this footage so the world can laugh. He was an idiot. He destroyed a Bigfoot structure. Of course they're going to get mad and eat him. Jokes on the Bigfoot. I rubbed hot sauce all over my body. Okay, so we heard a crack in the forest. What do you hear? Do we want to walk this way? Yeah. Okay, we're going to walk towards where we heard the crack.
Noises down here.
Yeah, we're hearing lots of noises here.
We were hearing some cracks and some noises over here to our left, and actually Gwen was hearing noises and cracks over to our right as well. So we are hearing things. Now if it's a squirrel or not, we don't know.
Yeah, no, it's much heavier than that. We can see eye shine. Something big cracked in the forest. Oh. What the? Did you hear that? Mm-hmm. It was right beside us. I thought it was you beside me. Oh my God. Okay, now we heard like mice squeaking, but it sounded off. What's that? Go ahead, do an owl. Okay, do one that doesn't sound drunk. I'm hearing walking all around us. Well, 2 seconds ago, I thought it was you beside me that was that loud. Yeah. And I turned and looked, and I'm like expecting to see you beside me. Where? I know.
I don't know what I was thinking when I left the safety of my friends to walk deeper into the forest, closer to where we heard the walking. I guess I just wanted to make sure we weren't being hoaxed by a local. But what I do know is I was terrified.
Hello? Hello? This is a stupid idea, Jason. Stupid idea. As I'm peering into the darkness, I'm confused. I know I hear things walking around, and they seem close. But when I quickly look to the side, I see nothing. It's like it's shadows moving. Is it my fear causing my team and I to imagine that there's something there, when really there is nothing? Maybe these forests are haunted. And then I remember the interview I had with Andrew Welsh. Perfect. Now I want you to tell me your name, where you're from, and how long have you been a she squatcher for? Okay, no. Just tell me your name and where you're from, and do you work? What kind of work do you do?
My name is Andrew Welsh. I'm from Ludington, Michigan. I work at Ludington Daily News, an intern journalist, also at Sticks Restaurant, Bar and Grill. I have been a part of the paranormal, I think, ever since I was like in 9th grade. Yeah, I have a really big story that I wanted to share about my experience with the paranormal, because I never really had an experience with the Sasquatches at all. Me, my dad, and his girlfriend at the time, Avis, we were about to go to this place called Forest Hill Cemetery, which is out in Everett, Michigan. When me and my dad were out there, there was this tombstone that they randomly glow one after another. Sometimes it's several at once. But there was this really big tombstone that it was almost as bright as a TV. Then they all started flickering, like on and off. And
In front of you?
Yeah, yup. You can't enter into the cemetery though, or else they won't shine. You have to be either standing off to the side or on the street, or else nothing will happen. There was a shadow that started coming out towards where me and my dad and his girlfriend Avis at the time were out in the car. We were out in the car. There was a shadow that was starting to approach us. And then as we were leaving, because we were starting to get really scared, I got this mark on my neck at the time. It was somewhat bleeding.
Yeah, I get those all the time too.
Not that. It was more of a mark, but not that type of mark. I don't think I'd want something from that. But yeah, we were leaving, and then also the lights started flickering on and off. Believe it or not, the lights started flickering on and off too, like on our car lights. And it was just a really scary experience, and I haven't really, I've been wanting to go back again, but from my last experience, it was pretty darn frightening. Talked to quite a few people about this story, and there's been few people that have believed me, and there's been some people that I haven't, and that's my story.
What is that there? I see a light. Where's the moon today? Where would the moon be? Because I see an orange light. It's probably the moon. Can you see that? It's probably the moon. Like they're all around us. Those are like wolves. Huh. I just realized everyone left me. Is there anyone behind me? Oh, okay. Wow, this is, I don't know if you could see this, but wow, this is fucking trippy. My gosh, I could see myself having a seizure. Cause, wow, that is trippy. There was a huge crack in the forest. I have a peeker. I see a peeker. I saw the eyes come up behind the tree here. Guys. I saw it peek its head out right there. I saw eyes peek out from behind that tree right there.
What tree?
Right there where my light is on. It fucking peeked out. I saw the eye shine. See the little white thing right there? The white on the tree? Right there. It's about that high. And it peeked out and then put its head back. Do you hear it? See? It's walking. It's walking. I think that they are toying with us because we can clearly hear them walking in the forest on both sides of us. Well, who wants to walk in that direction with me?
I will.
Anyone?
I will.
And we hear the wolves howling. Those are wolves. They sound different than coyotes.
Those back here?
What's that?
What, the ones we just heard a little bit ago?
Yeah. No, like just about 2 minutes ago.
Gwendolyn and I moved cautiously deeper into the forest towards where I saw the peeker. If only we knew that we were going to be the ones stalked.
Hello? Hi, we come in peace?
I've heard stories of these Bigfoot creatures cloaking. Is this what's happening? I'm not sure, but what's strange is we are hearing footsteps all around us, and sometimes they sound very close, and when we look, we can't see anything.
Please don't make us leave in pieces. So maybe the Bigfoots can cloak. Maybe they're cloaked, and that's why we're having trouble seeing them.
I know I say this in all my adventures. I wish you could see what I couldn't see. It's darkness beyond my light. I'm terrified of what we might be walking up on.
I think they're playing with us. That's what I think. Toying with us. Because they sound like they're right next to us. And then when we turn around, they're not there. Oh, okay. I saw eye shine right there. I saw eye shine. I'm still looking at it. I can still see that. It's on the ground. It's right there.
I see it. I see it.
Yeah.
Go back. I can't see it.
No, but it's on the ground. It's like you could see the top of its head.
Oh, I see it. I definitely see it.
Yeah, see the top of the head, like it's just peeking up.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that.
I'm definitely seeing the eye shine.
Yeah. Right there, like it's. Yeah. Now we're here. The thing is, the problem is, I still see it. I still see it. Like right there. See that? Just lying there?
Mm-hmm.
Like the top of the head.
Yes. Oh my God.
Yeah.
What is that?
I don't know.
Cool.
Yeah. Look at that. It's just looking at us. I don't know. Should we walk towards it? I mean, we just heard something walking. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I don't even know if we can get it on camera. Let's turn this off. Okay.
To the right.
I'm not sure exactly what Gwendolyn and I are looking at. In no way are we saying that what we are seeing is a Bigfoot. I can tell you, I am nervous about walking over there.
I think that it was standing, lying down with its head peeking up. Oh, I bet there's a hill right there.
I was going to say, it looks like there's a little dip right there.
Yeah. You know, these creatures are so camouflaged that they could just be right in front of us. I don't know if this is going to work. It's like 1 pound. Graceful.
Yes, very.
What the hell?
You heard that?
Yes. Are you kidding me?
Now this was exciting. We both clearly heard what could only be a wood knock reply, cementing in the fact that we did see something looking at us from the darkness. This means we are definitely not alone.
Is that the tree I destroyed? No.
Yes.
Is it?
Yes.
Great.
I believe so.
What?
I believe so.
Yeah. It's right in front of us. Can you come out and just say hi?
What if I do an owl hoot right in its face?
Yeah.
Wait.
It's walking away. Yeah, something just said, please don't go any further.
Did you just hear that?
Yes, I did. It was like a pound on the chest. You hear the whistle? Yeah. I heard a whistle. Okay, so I think that we should get back to the others.
Yeah.
I mean,
After some time with no more activity, we headed back to the others. It was time to end the night and prepare for our next adventure into the forest.
I lit a candle and told him to go through and open the window and
The next morning couldn't come fast enough. We were heading to another location, an area where these creatures have been seen. Come on, guys, let's go. Okay, ready to go find Bigfoot.
This area is known for having Bigfoot and Dogman sightings. I'm very excited. Tonight, I have a feeling we're going to get something. Hopefully, we get one on camera. If not, hopefully a howl, a scream. So we have decided to go for a little walk in the forest. It's very hard to identify any tree structures made by large monsters because they get really bad snowfall. I know this because I'm very smart, and it has nothing to do with Sherry saying that.
You're very smart.
What's that?
Did you feel it?
Yeah, I was gonna go
The
slower.
energy was just shifted right there. We just walked through something.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was just me, because that's why I
My
slowed down.
hairs are standing up.
Yeah, mine. I got goosebumps like
Yep.
crazy.
Yep.
So what do you think that is? An energy field?
And it's still happening, like in waves.
I felt a little wobble, like energy wobble. Like,
well, I felt.
After looking around for a while and with no luck finding anything that leads us to believing monsters have been here, Chad brought out the chairs, and while the Sasquatchers and Sherry held down the fort, I went for a solo hike. I was determined to find any evidence to prove that Dogman or Bigfoot are in the vicinity.
I've decided to go for a walk away from everyone. So this is a prime example of seeing X's everywhere. So there's an X right here, and the X, you know, researchers believe it means danger, stay out. But what's happening is we can see X's everywhere if you're looking for them. Let me just show you what I'm talking about. Now, no, I don't know if we can see this very good, but it looks like it could be made by a small little Sasquatch. But the problem is, it's attached to the ground. It's attached to the ground, meaning it just grew like this. So, wanted to go for a walk away from everyone. I'm walking on a animal trail. It is so beautiful out here. I am a little bit early for the fall colors. Probably about 2 weeks early, but that's okay. I'm loving every minute that I'm here. I can't believe I'm in northern Michigan with Chad and the Sasquatchers and Gwendolynn. This is amazing. I'm also looking for any bear signs. The salmon are running right now. Oh, it's beautiful. The salmon are huge. You totally scared me. No, it didn't scare me, but I'm like, oh my God, because your back was to me and I saw black. And I'm like, oh my gosh, Sasquatch, right? So you went all black, and so from behind, just for a split second until I could see your head was kind of covered. So I was like, oh my gosh. I'm like, oh, wait a second. Because I thought maybe you went that way.
Yeah, do you like my Rambo?
I do.
I'm Rambo.
So anything that way?
Actually, it's really pretty back there. I'm kind of taking it slow and listening.
Yeah.
Woo!
We're getting howls back. I howled. Okay, I think that's a coyote, that one. There was a bit of a yelp. The echo's amazing. Now we are very deep in the forest here. Like there is no houses for miles around us. It's going to be a good night tonight. Yeah. What was that, an owl?
That did not sound like an owl.
Okay, it's beginning. So this area, there has been quite a few sightings of these Dogman creatures. They look like wolves, but they walk upright and they're massive. Like how tall?
I think they're around 9 foot tall.
So pretty much maybe a Bigfoot.
Well, I can't tell you for certain that what we just heard was made by Bigfoot or even one of these Dogman creatures. What I can tell you is it did sound very canine-like. Well, Gwendolyn and I head back to regroup. Now it's time to listen to the rest of Rick Merman's interview.
So can you clap for a second? Okay, and action.
My name's Rick Merman. I just recently retired as a bricklayer. I actually live in Indiana, but I spend a lot of time up here because of family, and I own property that we use as a family campground. And we've been coming up and camping on that spot for 10 years now. And we have a big family. We have 4 kids and 12 grandkids, so we have some pretty big campouts. And my wife and I always like to stay a day after for a little peace after the grandkids and kids leave. And so back in September 7th, 2015, everybody had left. And my wife and I and the 2 dogs had decided to take a hike back into the national forest. I guess I should say something about our property. It's on a dead-end road that dead ends to the national forest, several thousand acres of national forest behind our place. So we decided to take a hike back to a creek that's on the national forest property. It's about a mile and a quarter back to the creek. And I started to hear a strange sound off to my left. And I'm an avid outdoorsman. I hunt and fish all my life. And I did not recognize the sound. It was kind of a whoa, whoa, whoa. And I stopped and I'm like, all right, whatever. And we walked back into camp. And it was a pretty hot day. And I kicked off my shoes and grabbed the bears, kicked back in the camp chair, and the dogs are crashed because they're just whooped. And I start hearing that sound again, that's just outside camp. It's going whoop, 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 going back and forth. So I walked out there, sat on the ground about 30 yards outside camp, sat on the ground with a beer, and I'm sitting there drinking. I'm hearing this thing going whoop, 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 whoop. Circle this way, whoop, 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 whoop. Circle back this way. Circle back this way. It stopped. So I whistled at it. It came charging at me like a freight train. Trees were shaking. It's going whoop, 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 whoop. I could feel it in the ground, sitting on the ground. It gets within 20 yards of me and just stops. I run back into camp. My wife, at this time, she's like, what is going on? The dogs are going crazy. I'm putting my shoes on, grabbing my phone. I run straight out in the woods and start taking pictures of everything. I didn't know what it was. I know it wasn't a bear. I mean, it followed us back to camp for a long time. And it sounded like a primate. It did not sound like a bear. And that kind of started the whole rabbit hole for the Bigfoot thing for me. And that was 9 years ago, and there's been a constant activity going on since then.
On your property?
Yeah. Oh,
Which
yeah.
isn't too far from you.
20 minutes.
So is it still active right now?
Yeah. Actually, about late August into October seems to be the most active period up here for that.
So do you think we can come visit your area?
Absolutely.
So we're going to go there tonight, and we're going to see if we can find any evidence.
I got something cool to show you back there.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm very excited about that. I'm kind of shaking, actually, because I'm so excited.
We've had some amazing vocals back there. I mean, like your classic Ohio howl. Some of those will wake you up out of your sleep. I mean, they're just intense.
Okay, we are on our way. We just finished this amazing event. Everyone was super nice. Chad was able to make it. That was awesome. We're going back to base camp, and then we're gonna eat. Then we're gonna meet up with Tim. Come on, let's go. And the other guy, the illustrator for the comic book. We're also going to meet up with his family and the guy from the newspaper. Did you have fun? What was the name?
So much fun.
What was your best part of the entire show?
When I got the comic book.
But we're also going to go out tonight, and we're going to go to that location that eyewitness says has a lot of activity there. Possible Bigfoot.
I'm excited.
I'm really excited, especially because this activity on this guy's property is recent.
And we know what we're looking for, so we can kind of verify if it's a possibility. And yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. So I will be talking to you guys in a little bit. Okay, we're here now. We're at Rick's property right now, and you say that you have had lots of activity out here.
Quite a bit of activity out here.
We have Gwendolynn with her GPS. Do you want to tag this spot?
Huh?
Can you tag this spot on GPS, and that way she's kind of the expert.
Real easy to get lost back here.
Yeah. Okay, where are you from?
I am from Fruitport. And
where's that exactly?
it's like 2 hours south. It's a long ways away.
2 hours?
Yeah.
Well, hopefully this is worth the 2 hours.
It is, definitely.
It's very advanced technology. It's colored night vision. And so, and then see if you can catch anything that's running at you to eat you.
There's
So at least you'll see it coming at you.
Push it again.
We are going to be going into this forest. It's going to be pretty dark, and it's going to be kind of scary at times. Now, it's easy to get lost, so be very careful where you step, because you don't want to break an ankle. Also, it's very important that if anything happens out here, if you see a bear or a wolf or a cougar, anything, even a Bigfoot or a Dogman, whatever you do, do not run. Stay by me, or just stay. We can all be terrified together. Creatures are going to attack. If it's a bear or even a cougar, especially a cougar, it's better if we are in a big group, because the likely chance of being attacked by a cougar or a bear with all of us is almost impossible. If it does happen and one does jump on me, you can have my camera, okay?
I do suggest it.
Jason, I got you. You got me?
I got you.
You got me.
Jump on the
Perfect.
Really.
I'll jump on the cougar. I got a knife. I'll poke it in its eyeball.
There we go. So let's have fun. Let's see if we can get any activity, and he's going to show us a few things right now.
I highly suggest if you have bug spray your legs and your pants, because ticks are the most dangerous thing back
Oh yeah?
here.
Do we have Lyme disease here?
Yes.
Do we? Does anyone have bug spray?
I have some.
Yeah. Can't have any.
As we set off into the darkness, I was excited to see what this night would bring. Jen, Sherry, Chad, and Dave Dominique stayed behind to research the area closer to the vehicles.
Oh yeah, well, I just don't want anybody.
All right. So we got he Squatcher.
Yes.
What's up, Jason?
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Andrew is doing great tonight. We just got started, and he is a rock star.
Okay.
You are too. You've been doing this way longer than I have.
Oh, thank you.
So Andrew, it is very important to be able to debunk some of the stuff that we find. Why you have to kind of question everything, right?
Isn't the Dogman more like a wolf figure? But
Yeah, it's like a werewolf, right? So, you know, like I said, it usually takes about half an hour after I do a howl that things start happening, if it's going to happen. Did you hear something?
Just don't be in the back of the line, honey.
Yeah,
You know what happens.
yeah, exactly.
20 minutes into the hike, I began talking into the camera, unaware that something was trailing behind us. These lights, they're not from any of us, because everybody was in front of me.
And film at the same time. But it's still very cool. I'm going to do a howl just to get the ball going.
Whatever it is, I had no idea it was there. But at one point, I thought I saw what is considered a peeker. One of these creatures with eye shine, peeking from behind a tree.
What do you see?
Just taking a quick check. No eyes.
No eyes?
No eyes. Animals, and I just want to check out.
Okay, so now I've left everyone because I'm going to keep on walking. Do you hear my voice? Okay.
Usually when we come back through here, we don't feel like we're being washed or anything coming through. A lot of times coming back through this stretch, we feel like we're being washed.
Now this is interesting, hearing Rick mention that he feels as if something is watching him in this area. Well, I had an interesting encounter in the UP of Michigan where I witnessed something terrifying watching us from the darkness from behind a tree. This is my encounter story. Because when you are out there in the darkness, you can freak out and everything looks like a Bigfoot. It could be a chipmunk and it looks like a giant, Sasquatch. When I got back to camp, I'm sitting there. And David, the special agent, I was sitting around the fire and I'm telling everyone kind of what happened. I had a walkie-talkie and David's like, Jason. And I've been sitting there by the campfire for about half an hour now. I hear, Jason, there is something watching you. Like watching you guys, because I'm sitting around with everyone by the campfire, sitting and watching you behind the tree. I was sitting here, the campfire is right there. I think Sherry, were you there? Dang it. Okay, I'm a liar. I have nobody to come in. Where's Sherry?
She just went out.
Dang it, Sherry. Sherry was there too. And so David's like, Jason, there is something watching you. I'm like, okay. The trucks are parked about 20 feet, 25 feet on the road, and then you walk into the forest. There's really no trails. Stumbling through the darkness to get over to David. So I get over to him and say, what's happening? He has an infrared, like a FLIR. He has a FLIR. He was looking at it. So we were all sitting around the fire, about 25 feet in the forest, and the trucks are directly behind us. And he's looking. He's like, it's behind there. So I'm like, okay, let's see. And so we slowly moved like this, and I look. No way. There is the tree, probably about 30 feet in the forest, and you see the trees here, and you see kind of the back of it, and you see a little bit of the front, and it is bright red, like hot. There's definitely something looking at the camp, and I was just at camp, and everybody that was with us was there. So I said, okay, David, I am going to walk that way into the dark, into the forest,
and I'm going to walk that way, and I'm going to push it out away from the tree. That way then we'll see. So no light. I had my video camera, but I had it closed. So I walk about 10 or 15 feet that way, and I walk into the forest. I am stumbling everywhere. I can't see nothing. At the same time, I'm knowing I'm going towards something that's living, that's still looking at the campfire, and I'm like, okay. I wanted to get the audio. I wanted the audio of it moving away. And I'm like, okay, David, what's going on? David! I'm like, fuck, I just experienced the spider crawl. I'm like, David! I could hear it moving. I could hear it walking. And I'm like, David, what's happening? Damn it! Like, that's exactly what I did. What? I'm like, okay, and I walked back over to him. I said, so what happened? You guys would not believe what this fucking thing did. You would never believe it. Lucky for you, we don't have it on video. The creature did not do this away from the tree. The thing walked this way, keeping the tree between David and him. Well, I thought I saw some eye peek right back there, just for a second, but I didn't see it again.
Also, if you do hear or see anything, stop immediately, because everybody behind you will stop as well. Try to get the people's in front of you attention by pss, pss, and get their attention so everybody can stop and listen.
We did start seeing some odd tree structures, possibly made by humans. But I must remind you all, we are still on private land. You know what? It's the same tree, and it looks like it's been broken in half and then just slid up into it, right? I mean, there's no other way. It's not like it's going to fall that way and then suddenly fall that way.
But these two are smaller.
Wow, well, look how old, look at this. Look how old that tree is. I'm just happy that Tim and his family were having a great time. Dogman. If only we all knew what was to come. The great Jenna and the adventurer Jason Kenzie walking into the forest alone with no one around us for miles. How do we not know that this isn't placed by humans? Like, meaning, you know, maybe some friends have come in here and...
The thing that makes me concerned is that when they're not sturdy, they would not build an unsturdy.
No.
You know what I mean?
Like, you see all that thing back there?
Yes, I know. Yeah, and those ones that are not sturdy are easily going to fall down and be, you know what I mean?
Jenna has a very good punch here. Right?
Oops, sorry about that.
It's okay, how could you? Damn you, Jenna! I heard something. I've traveled into the back forest of northern Michigan, searching for evidence of Dogman and Bigfoot, after interviewing Rick about his activity on his property.
We've had some amazing locals back there.
The Sasquatchers, Chad, David, Sherry, Gwendolynn, and myself have taken a group of Bigfoot enthusiasts into unforgiving forests on a great adventure.
Where did the owner go?
He's down this way, guys. But it's funner when you get off the trail, right?
Not with guests.
Yeah, no, it's fun. You guys are having fun?
Yes. Yay.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
Right?
I'm not answering that.
What's that? What's that again? You're afraid of being outside? Well, this is exciting. Did you see that? Probably not. Let me explain. Earlier in the night, I thought I saw eye shine, but I just shook it off, thinking that it was just my imagination running wild. So here I am with Jenna, Lynn, and her son Cooper. We have just left the group to go exploring deeper into the forest. As my camera pans around, it catches eye shine from a creature watching us. I knew that I had seen something earlier. So you must understand something. Wild animals do not usually follow humans through the forest. The human voice to a wild creature means danger. So just wait. It gets much crazier. Hey, look at this. check this out. See? So we've been seeing this. So I like the fact that this is away from the road, right? Like the chances of someone coming across this, and you can see how it's right across, right? It's like it's being pushed up into it. Look, it's not even, it's broken off the, it's not even.
I don't understand.
I don't either, but this looks really weird. Hey.
Thank you.
Hey, there's a crack in the forest over there.
Right?
Yeah.
Like a dog.
Dog. It's a dog.
Yep.
They're kind of related to Dogman, but not.
Can we keep going?
Yep, let's keep going. I'm glad you got the joke. I have a question though. So, those are your dogs?
Yes.
How many dogs do you have?
I have 2.
You have 2?
Mm-hmm.
Are they Great Pyrenees?
I do have a Great, I don't have a Great Pyrenees, but the neighbor has a Great Pyrenees.
Okay, yeah. I could tell the difference in the bark. Do you have a Bernese mountain dog?
I have a Bernie Doodle.
I knew it. I'm glad we heard it. I knew it. So it was right here, right behind this tree. So everyone just looked for footprints. Okay, I saw it with the eye shine looking, and then it darted, and then it ran this way. Look, you could see the trail that it ran.
Remember to look for
Yeah.
prints.
Oh, hey, take a look, Jenna. Right there. See how it's pushed up right there?
Yeah. Yep, right there.
Yeah.
Standing almost in it.
Almost in it, yeah. It was really low to the ground. You can see the marks. Then look, when you turn, you can see where it ran. Boom. I saw it. And it's been following us. Because I remember back there, I thought I saw eye shine.
Mm-hmm.
And then you. Or
I
someone-
did. I
you
saw
did.
the yep.
And then it ran. That thing was fast. You should have seen how fast it moved. It was a fucking blur. And it was like the size of a, like it was down. It was down and it went, Vuh! And
Was
then
it walking like this or was it
No,
like,
it was down. It was down like this. But it was fast.
So-
A blur.
was it moving like a bunny or was it moving like a
Wasn't a bunny.
No, I mean
No.
the movement of the
Yeah,
body.
Yeah, yeah. So
I didn't even hear or see anything.
no, but you heard the final when it was running away.
It must have been moving really fast.
It was moving.
Like way over there. Where
Yeah,
I was sitting.
because when I saw it, it was down and then it ran.
So
But when I
that way more?
saw the eye shine, it was up here. I was confused. I'm like, oh, maybe I didn't want to bring everyone up here.
Oh, did you hear that?
I didn't want to bring everyone up here. So far, it's been an interesting night. Seeing eyes shine from creatures looking at us from behind trees. And then other times, creatures running into the darkness as if something is following us. And what is it about the unidentified yells or moans? As if something is annoyed that we are there. And then I find out very quickly the possible reason for a creature of lore to be choked that we are there. The area that the owner says he always feels as if something's watching or following him. So just keeping an eye out. Up to this point of the expedition, we heard things walking in the forest. Unexplained audible sounds that I couldn't identify. We even saw eyes shine watching us from behind trees. Far down. And then we came across something I've always wanted to find, but only heard it through legends.
As we hiked through the darkness, we came across other strange tree structures. We were stopping every so often to listen, to see if we can hear anything moving in the forest. We all had a feeling we were being followed. Then Rick yelled something that made us stop in our tracks. There, in front of us, was a huge nest laying on the ground.
Look at this. Look at that, guys. Look.
We're close to their nest.
I think she's right.
Holy shit. I've never seen anything like this.
Yeah.
Ever. Oh, shit.
Broke it. Now, see these marks here?
Yeah.
Like some of these are like they're almost...
Okay, wait. Don't take it apart.
No, I wasn't.
Oh, God.
I was just going to...
You guys, come here and check this out.
This is truly a nest of some kind or something.
This is an eagle's nest, I believe.
Well, no, because eagle's nests
in the
will
tree.
be up on top. Birds won't make a nest on the ground because anything that eats a bird will be on the ground. That's why they make it way up in the trees.
Jen,
look at
this.
this.
Gotta come and see this.
Jenna, I know.
Listen, you hear that? That's behind us.
There is something making a noise in the forest, like it's weird.
Is there any smell to it, Jason?
No, just me. And it's pretty
Here's
toxic.
the other thing. It smells like something gave birth in here. And
I know. I heard it.
yeah.
Did you hear it? There's something behind us, guys.
Yeah.
Did you hear it?
Yeah. Testing for eDNA. You hear that?
Oh.
Oh, there's like a slime on this stick. Look at the slime. See it? It's shiny.
Oh, yeah.
She is our forensic anthropologist.
You're welcome. School shoes.
In no way am I saying that this nest is made by Bigfoot or Dogman. Definitely a 300-pound robin.
Preferably put it in paper rather than plastic, because plastic can degrade it. But I'll only have it here for a little bit. And once I get it back to camp, I can transfer it into paper, and then we'll send it off to Darby, who's doing a college study testing for eDNA. You hear that?
Okay, so the night is over and we're heading back to the vehicles. We're going to meet back up. Hopefully they had some experience too. This was a great night, right? You had a good time?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Lots of activity out here. Oh, yeah.
Ow.
Oh.
Not too close. Ow, that was my eyeball.
We made it back. Hello, Shari. Ah, you know.
Somebody shook our car.
Well, really?
Yes, when we were all here alone.
So where did it shake it?
It sounded like a thud, and then the car shook.
Well, then it touched it. So everyone stand out, see if. Oh, oh, what's that? Wait, right there.
It's a.
It's a palm
looks
print.
like human.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Look over here.
Well, we looked.
Really? They were walking around. Handprints on the car?
They were throwing sticks at the other guys.
They got these sticks thrown at them.
These are.
Oh, yeah?
I searched in like a 100-foot radius.
Yeah.
These are the only possibilities of
And-
what was thrown at us.
And you heard it?
Yeah, we heard. Every time we'd turn the lights
Yeah.
off, the activity would start up again.
Well, guess what? I saw something run through the forest.
That we're sitting in the bed of Chad's truck there, okay? So
Yeah.
I'm looking out my peripheral vision to the left. I saw a dark shadow. Boom, straight across the tree in the field of vision. And Jen just said, it was about 10 or 15 minutes ago, saw something that was walking right beside their car, and they heard footsteps as close as what you are.
Wow.
Now come with me, I want to show you something. Okay? We're going to look at something.
This is so cool. I love this.
Are you here?
Yeah.
Okay. Right here.
Yeah.
Okay? Look.
Oh yeah, the big cross.
Somebody died here.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah,
So,
somebody died.
what were we actually seeing? What was happening here in this area and happening, you guys saw dark figures?
Well, I actually saw the
This was an amazing experience. And David is right. How do we know that what we are experiencing isn't paranormal in nature? I really want to believe that these forests inhabit a monstrous creature by the name of Dogman, and who is friends with Bigfoot. Finding a giant nest was one hell of a thrill. It's something I've always wanted to find. The next day, I said my goodbyes to my friends. I was off to gather my thoughts. A new Bigfoot expedition is in the works. An adventure that will take me all the way to the Ozark Mountains. Stay tuned for another epic Searching for Sasquatch.